Dear sisters, my husband is in this bestie relationship and I'm so uncomfortable. She comes over to our place and my husband visits her too. Like, how can the male and the female be this intimate? They do everything like husband and wife except having sexual relations. This bestie in question is married to the fact that they attended the same kindergarten, primary, junior high, and tertiary together doesn't mean she should be this close, la. Although he responsibly performs his domestic duties as a man, I want him all to myself, la. You can see that she's really hurt. The la keeps coming. I intentionally behave rude towards her, but she hasn't seen cry. And her husband too doesn't see anything wrong with such relationship. That he'll sometimes call my husband and be like, wow, you haven't been here in a long time. Won't you come visit your wife? And they'll all laugh together. Hey, Anna, is it juju? Sisters, help me. Rosie.
You see, I keep saying that you need to be ready for marriage. No, you need to be ready for marriage. You can't be as you are and get married. And when you get married, there is no bullet point for you to say that once you are married, these are the bullet points you should follow. However, once you get married, the two of you need to work as a unit and make sure that each other is comfortable. So when I step out of the house, even if my husband I didn't tell him where I'm going, he shouldn't think that I'm out with somebody doing something. And when he also steps out, I should also not have at the back of my mind that he's somewhere doing something. We owe it to each other to put our minds at ease when it comes to someone of the opposite sex. So this bestie thing, see, for me, especially growing up, even though I have older sisters, I've always grown up amongst boys. I like the company of guys. Being a science student put me more in the company of men. Being a basketball player put me more in the company of men. Doing a lot of sports put me more in the company of men. In fact, when we used to go for these YU games and, sometimes in between disciplines, we even change. We even change because, the stadiums don't have a lot of... We even change there. Some of the guys are there, and you don't even think about it. So I've grown feeling very comfortable with men, even having very good relationship with men. But you see...
And even being a biker.
And being a biker. So it's a guy's look. At some point, I was about the only female biker with the guys. Mm-hmm. It was myself, another lady, Mandimu, who is some white chick, and then Gaddafi. The three of us were like the three biker ladies amongst all the biking men in Ghana. And you see, I've always been in that male-dominated space. But you see, the beauty is that when you're in a relationship, especially when you get married, you owe it to your person to make him feel comfortable. It doesn't mean that the people cease to be your friend, no. They continue to be your friend. You continue to attend each other's functions. But you see, that space they occupied when you were not married. Now that you are married, your partner deserves that space. Mm-hmm. The same way I've had guy friends I was very, very close with. As soon as they got married, right, I had to take a step back. There was one guy who actually called me and said, Rosie, you are holding our friendship to ransom because I have a girlfriend. And I said, no, I still care about you. You are still very much my friend, but you have a girlfriend. I need to give you and your girlfriend space to be able to bond as a couple. But I would always be your friend. I would always be there for you. Anytime you need me, I'll be there. And when I need you and I call on you, I know you'll be there. But that space where we are doing things together, there needs to be a fine line that should, define it. I'm not saying don't be their friends. Be their friends by all means. But don't put your partner in that position where they start to feel like second to that friendship. Once you start putting your partner in that position, now she's even pretending to be rude to this girl Why does that have to happen? It means that she's feeling some way and you're not even seeing it. Now let's flip it to the other side. The lady's husband. Maybe the kind of relationship she has with the husband, they are okay with it. And that is between her and her husband. Those are the dynamics, because every marriage has its own dynamics. There are marriages that are very open. They have friends coming in. There are also marriages.
Your friend is my friend.
Your friend is my friend. There are also marriages that even keep their friends very separate from their partners. Like the man will say, look, these are my colleagues. They're not your friends. Don't even get close. Don't even get to know them. Some are like, oh, my friends are your friends. Your friends are my friends.
And the kids become friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some are also like, look, we are exclusive. We don't have friends. It's just me and you against the world. So everybody and their dynamics. So if the other party, their dynamic is to have an open friendship, the man understands that, oh, this is the girl's bestie of life, and he's okay with it, that's up to them. But you, your own, the one you're in the same house with, if she hasn't gotten to that level, don't push it on her. That is my problem. Don't push it on her. It's not a matter about whether it's right or it's wrong, or whether it's good or it's bad. It's about the fact that the person you are choosing to spend your life with has a problem with it. Give it a thought.
So don't you think she should have seen this in the beginning of the relationship before getting married?
Exactly. No,
because
listen.
They were friends from kindergarten.
No, listen.
Kindergarten, primary, junior high.
My take is that she could have seen that they are close. Like I keep saying, before the guy came on board, you were close with somebody, but you have not married the person yet. Once you move to a different level, you assume, and for instance, a girl, you are dating her, once in a while she may cook for you here and there, but it's not a must for you to take care of your home, to cook, take care of your children, do all of those things. But once you guys get married, she's somewhat obliged to step into the role and perform certain duties. The same way as a man, you are cool with this girl. Yes, I know you are cool with the girl. Maybe even we've done dates where the three of us will hang out and things like that. But once you cross a certain line, you have crossed the line. You understand? It's like work. Look, you can be part of the masses, the officers in the office. Now, as time goes on, you get promoted, you get promoted, you get promoted. Once you get into senior management, it's not like you don't want to bond with junior. You bond with them all right. But there are certain decisions. You can't be doing canteen gossip with the rest of the junior staff because of the position you have been given. So there's time and season for everything. So when you were not married, this was your best friend, and we know it. Now that I'm married to you, I should occupy that best pile in your life. Even if I don't occupy that best pile, I shouldn't feel like I'm second to her. In your mind, this person can still be your best person, go to whatever it is. But don't let your partner feel like she's second. Your wife cannot be second to anybody on the planet. Because when your children are sick, it's not that bestie who will come. When you need to do Olivia's things, it's not your bestie who will come and do it for you. When you need to take serious life decisions, it's not your bestie who will take it with. So if you are not putting your wife's mind at rest, how do you expect her to also perform and excel at what you expect her to do for you? So if, imagine the roles were turned, and she had a male bestie, and you were not comfortable with it, what would you expect her to do? To say that, but you should have known this guy was my very good friend before? No. So let's when it comes to marriage, let's know that with every step that you take in life, therein lies responsibilities. So you need to live up to those responsibilities. If it means setting certain kinds of boundaries, you set them. Because you can't be living with somebody that you shut your eyes for 8 hours and sleep, and yet come on.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've spoken too much, so yeah.
Did she say I want him all to myself?
Yeah.
No, you can't have him all to yourself.
Why?
Sorry. I'm sorry, because he's your partner, not your you're not Siamese twins. You
not
still,
your luggage.
Exactly. You still have, I always say this, that thing when they say you're looking for someone to complete you, it doesn't make any sense. You should be complete on your own.
Before you meet
someone is not there to complete, because they are still evolving. I keep saying that human beings evolve till they enter the grave. So you are on your journey. whether you are there or not, I'm still on that journey. And things that I do that makes my journey more fun and everything, I'm allowed to have those things, you know. And yes, I agree that when you're in a relationship or marriage with somebody, it's a contract. So both of you know what you are getting yourself into. So there could be some unwritten terms and conditions or whatnot. And then sometimes as you go along, new things crop up. So you have to be open-minded. If you make a mistake of putting someone else in every square of your life, you're setting yourself up for a big disappointment. Like you say, like somebody is, the person is married to me, so he has to 24/7. I have to, what did she say? I want him all to myself. No. Because even if you both die together, they'll not bury you in the same coffin. They wouldn't.
If we ask for it, we'll do it.
Well, then that will be a new thing. But you see, on a more serious note, sometimes let's just let our partners breathe a bit. There's a lot of things that they taught us that I know now that it's not healthy. Mm-hmm. They don't allow people to still be individuals and do their things when they are even in a relationship or in a marriage. They feel like you have to do everything together. Sleep in the same bedroom, eat the same food, do everything, so that if your partner people even say don't have friends when you get married.
Yes.
Or wife for, and they say
you have to
friends.
cut all your single friends.
Don't go out.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to see a married person go out and have fun alone or even with her friends. My sister is married. She can go out with 20 of her male friends alone. And that's okay. Because that's what makes her happy. Maybe there are things she can discuss with them. Some people are too serious. So some of our partners are too serious. You know, if you talk about, they don't laugh at anything. So here you are, you want to let your head down, just go and chill a bit and come home. So what?
They are married to the wrong person.
Then so that's the thing. So
yeah, so maybe that's it.
That's the problem here, because you said something which I like. You said maybe the other couple, you see the other couple, the husband is so cool with it that he says, Charlie, you know, go come, you know, when you come and look for our wife, you know, because he doesn't see anything, because like you said, they are okay with it. So obviously there's a problem here.
I feel like it was not discussed from the beginning.
You know,
when things are not discussed in the beginning, I don't know why we expect it to change during marriage.
Exactly, you see. So then that's the thing. There has to be some serious conversation, because like Rosie said, this thing is tearing the lady apart, obviously. The way she's talking about it, bringing the story here, it's obviously something that's eating her up to the point that she had to pretend to be rude to somebody else. She said that. Maybe that's not how she is. So she's trying to get the attention of the husband, maybe to let him know that, hey, this thing I'm talking about, I'm really, really serious about it. So we have to do something. And the man too is not seeing anything wrong. He's like, is this my friend? You know.
And also one thing I've noticed from the letter, I don't know if you guys will agree with me.
Yeah.
From how she actually wrote the letter, she's pretending to be rude to someone else. I feel like she hasn't spoken about it
seriously with the husband. It could be because that's why. So maybe the man is not picking up the hints.
Or maybe she's in that sort of relationship. Like you said, there are things that we were taught that when you see now, it doesn't even really make sense.
Yeah.
Maybe she's probably in that relationship where she can't even talk to the man.
It's possible.
So she's keeping it inside. That's why she's telling us about it.
And then acting out, hoping the man will pick up on it.
He's not picking up.
He's not picking up. Because you see, the man doesn't see anything wrong with what. Because he brings the person to the house. It's a different thing when you go and see messages and things. Why are you always, you know, talking to this person? Why is this person always on your phone and stuff like that? Then that could be, but he brings the person to the house. She knows the man's husband is okay with it. I'm not saying that I'm totally agreeing with the guy maybe doing something that's making her unhappy, but I'm also on the other hand saying that I don't see anything wrong with it. It should just be a conversation. She needs reassurance. That's what I think.
Yes.
So he should just, you know, reassure. But to say you want to have him to yourself, totally, you can't have him.
Okay, now when someone
have him.
When someone says, I want to have you all to myself, it's a figure of speech. Because no human being can have another human being all to themselves. But mentally, emotionally.
But she said the guy does all he has to do.
Hold on.
You know she said that.
No, hold on. He said he performs his domestic chores. Now, if you say a guy performs his domestic chores, it means that lay down. When you wake up, do this, check, do this, check, do this, check.
He takes care of the family, makes sure everybody's good.
Yeah. But the thing is that mentally and emotionally,
she wants him.
You see, when it comes to marriage, love
It's not enough.
is not enough. What keeps you together? Communication. And that's what best friends do.
That's the friendship part.
That's the friendship part. That emotional connection. That mental connection. Because the love, no, it goes through cycles. Sometimes it's tight. You can't keep your hands on. Sometimes you actually have to intentionally remind yourself that, look, this is the one I said I love. So let me put it into practice. And then you have to re-love the person again. So it goes through cycles. So my thing is that when she says that I want him all to myself, it's not because she says he performs his domestic duty. So it's not like he's not present. He's not physically present. But
he's not emotionally present.
When he hears good news, who is the first number? What's the first number he calls?
Best friend.
When he's heartbroken and needs somebody to comfort him, what number is on speed dial?
Best
and
friend.
I can bet you, who is his emergency contact on his phone?
No, then we have a problem with that.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
But how can we tell that that's what's
what I'm
happening?
saying. That I can bet you who is the emergency call, because you see, when he wakes up in the
But
morning.
can I ask a question before you continue?
What?
Sorry to. Must your spouse be your best friend?
Must he?
Now,
Must he? You to go and have something
the
to do
question
with
is
yourself.
that listen.
She should find something to do with herself.
Listen, you see, the reason why your spouse should be your best friend
Hey.
No.
is
Me,
that
I disagree.
is that you see, when you allow each other to have best friends, okay, to start with, when it comes to marriage, when children start coming in and all that, the marriage begins to look a bit unattractive.
Yes.
Because of the so many responsibilities in the middle. So if you don't intentionally cultivate that habit of being best friends, and you allow yourselves to be besties with other people, especially opposite sex, even same-sex besties sometimes, but let's assume that you allow the culture to opposite sex besties outside, what will happen is that when the kids grow up and there's nothing really that binds you, you realize that you've grown apart.
Yeah.
You can't talk, you can't communicate. The only thing
It's
that
like a
binds
chore.
you, the only thing that binds you together is
The kids.
children's fees,
Cook.
children's health, food in the house,
Yeah, but that's what
mortgage
marriage is
payment.
about.
No,
It's
that's
not
what,
what marriage is
no.
about.
Marriage is more than that.
No, it shouldn't
mortgage
be.
payment, this payment, that payment. But the thing is that marriage, you see, first and foremost, is the two of you first. Before children and anything else.
But you see,
so if you
that's
don't
why I
cultivate that
agree with
friendship,
you.
now I'm not saying that don't have a bestie outside or that best friend should not continue being a friend. But my problem is that, look, listen, like I said, for me as an example, I'm not using anybody's example. My example is that, look, I have a lot of guy friends. It got to a time when I'm even looking for girls who are friends on my phone, it was so difficult. It was salsa dancing that got me to a few friends, a few girlfriends, and in recent times, and sister
yeah.
also
Yeah.
gave me some girls, and then a few people. And no, I've clashed with most of the girls, so let's yeah. But the guys have been my besties forever. But once I get married, I want to have that bestie role, because listen, me as a person, let me tell you something. I can be cool with my bestie outside, and because I know that me and him are not intimate and everything, I feel like, oh, my husband should have a problem with it. But the moment my husband also starts getting a bestie outside,
You have a
it will
problem,
worry me.
yeah.
So I'm putting it to this man that, look, the day that his wife also decides to also have a male bestie and do exactly what he's doing with the other girl, most likely he would have a problem with
Yes,
it.
I understand where you're coming from, but I also want to say something.
But your wife should be your best friend.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Even if the wife should be
disagree.
the best friend,
Yeah.
I feel like that should have started a long time ago.
So obviously, the
You
lady
see,
wants to change something.
It's something that you have
was-
to cultivate.
Best
you know.
friends,
If
exactly.
you're not pouring water on the seed,
Thank you.
nothing's gonna come out.
Thank you.
So that means I think they were just doing boyfriend and girlfriend till they got married.
Listen,
They didn't nurture
hold
that
on.
thing.
No, hold
I
on.
think-
Cultivating something doesn't start from like when you cultivate something, you don't pour water on a seed today and today becomes a full blown
I
tree.
understand.
It takes time. Now listen, my problem is that whilst you are dating, because a dating phase is not a phase like the earlier story we read.
Yes.
Where somebody feels that they have a right because they are
To go to
dating
your
to go
workplace,
and
yeah.
clone and go to somebody's
Yeah.
workplace. That is that's
The
sheer
audacity.
audacity. You understand? But this one, you are married. But the thing is that the process of getting married, I'm sure during the dating phases and everything,
sure
there were
she
times
saw that.
no, he knew that the guy had a very good friend. But I'm sure For the girl to be comfortable enough to marry him, I'm sure they were, because he had to spend time to woo the girl. He had to spend time to marry the girl. But I'm saying that the girl saw that this girl is a very close friend of my husband, because she clearly states that I know that they're not having anything to do with each other, which means that she's not suspecting them of doing anything. But the problem is that as the relationship between him and the girl are from dating phase to courtship to marriage, that relationship should be growing over the period.
Yes.
Because you can't know somebody fully before
Exactly.
you get married.
So,
Once
whose
you are
fault
married,
is it?
no, it's not. Listen, for me, I feel like the fault is that when you are getting married, there should be a mindset that marriage comes with responsibilities. It comes with rights. So when you are married, you have a right to this, you have a right to that.
But it
But
doesn't
at
mean
the
I
same
can't have-
time,
I can't have
no,
other
hold on.
best friends.
No.
I can't
At the
have
same
other best
time,
friends.
at the same time, you also have a responsibility to your partner. Your partner should feel comfortable. Listen, you're like, oh, but what is being done to you, maybe it may not be on the best friend
What
level.
has he done? I just have a friend.
No, hold on. When it's being done to you, not on the best friend level, but there could be something else.
Yeah.
That maybe you, he feels is normal because, yeah, it's the norm. But for you in your books, it's a deal breaker. Or for you in your books, it's worrying you.
And that's
It
what
weighs
she
on
said.
you.
When they were dating,
They
she
should
should
have
have
spoken
noticed that
about
and then
these
not
things.
gone ahead
I'm
to
telling
marry
you.
the guy.
That's what I'm saying. That you
I agree
look,
with
listen.
her on that.
If I marry somebody who doesn't have any friends at all, for me it's a red flag. But the fact that he's able to maintain a friendship, for me, it shows that this is somebody who knows how to maintain a long-lasting friendship.
But you see, that's
That could also,
you.
let me finish. That's me. But I'm saying that, look, but when we get married, that kind of friendship, it shouldn't fizzle out, but it should tone down out of
No.
respect for my marriage.
Why? I'm not,
Well, I
still have my
also
friend
kind of, no, I also kind
like
of
around
understand.
me.
I also kind of
I didn't
understand.
hide it from you. I didn't hide it
No,
from you.
nobody is talking about hiding because the girl has comfortably said
Yeah.
that they are not having any form of affair with each other.
But you said I want him all to myself.
But
Maybe
no,
you
no,
should
no,
drop
no,
it.
no, no, no. When he said want him all to myself, like I said, that statement, everybody, when you're in love, I want you all to my, it's not the first time it has been said. Now, when somebody says, I want you all to my, I want you emotionally and mentally. And when you say all to myself, it's not like completely 100%.
So what should she do?
You said,
What should she do now?
the first thing you should do is dialogue with your husband. Like I keep saying that the contract that you have is with your husband. Dialogue with your husband. It's
All right.
possible that you think the woman hasn't seen that you were rude, but she's probably seen, probably gone to her bestie to tell her bestie, hey, today your wife was a little more, I can't fool it, I don't mind it. She's just that, you understand? So don't think that she has seen, but if you haven't gone to your husband first with your consent, and you're already trying to form disrespect to the girl, I think that is wrong.
Right.
So first and foremost, have a dialogue with your husband. Let your husband know how you feel and reiterate the points that you know that he's not having an affair with the girl. But it's just that you're not comfortable with the level of closeness is worrying you. And then let him take you from there.
All right, 30 seconds. to
Okay,
go.
me, I feel like, as you said, that when you are dating, you have to be best friends with your partner. I disagree because sometimes it's difficult just being in someone's face 24/7. Sometimes you
It doesn't mean that.
you need some kind of friendship with somebody else to make it easier for you. So, like, I agree with the conversation. Have the conversation with your husband. Maybe just let him reassure you. I think that's all you need. But you can't ask him to drop his friend. But maybe he'll try and tone down a bit. But he still has to have his friend.
But
Right.
hold on,
Yeah.
quick one. I have a female bestie, right? I talk to quite regularly. But there are times that I can go for a whole week, even 2 weeks, like a whole week without even probably dialoguing because I'm busy, everybody's busy. Does it mean that she's no more my bestie?
No.
Exactly. When I'm saying that someone should be, it's not like you should be in the person's face 24/7. You can be somebody's bestie, but still respect the person's marriage.
If the bestie was a man, she wouldn't have a problem. So we are not
Yes.
talking about
No,
same-sex.
you'll be surprised.
Yeah,
that
I was going to ask you that.
Even in some cases,
So what do we do?
when
then?
the
Should he
bestie,
die?
no, listen.
Should he die?
Oh, no, it's not should he die. Even in some cases, listen, look, I don't want to personalize this, but look, assuming I work every day, Monday to Friday, I leave the house 8 o'clock. Or, no, 8, I don't leave the house, I leave way before because I have to be in the office at 8. So I leave the house, I come back to the house 8, 9. When I come home, every time I come home, there's another guy hanging out with my husband.
Ew.
I can't spend quality time with him. So he is spending his energy, his last energy left on me in the day. My guy. Then I'm here. What am I doing? Cooking, cleaning, putting myself together for the next day. Worst case scenario, when it's bedtime, knock, 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 chuk, 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 and then we are done. Then the cycle continues. That is not bonding. That is not bonding.
The chuk-chuk is bonding.
So I'm saying, no, it's just an activity. But I'm saying bond, like when you talk and everything. So sometimes, even in certain cases, even if the bestie is same sex, and it's taking too much of the time that you would love to spend with your partner, it can also be a problem.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sisters. This is actually a very heated conversation. And if we want to go on about, I mean, if we have to, you know, talk about this, we'll go on and on and on. But a very big thank you to the lady that sent this letter. And thank you, sisters, for, you know, your contribution. And also, I hope to see you guys next week.
Sure.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to go on a quick break. And when I come back, I will be sharing my final thoughts. Welcome back. It's Sister right here on Channel 1 TV. And if you're listening, it's City 97.3 FM. And if you actually started the show with us, you will know that we have read 2 letters, which were sent by you. And the conversations were very, very, very interesting. So let me share my final thoughts on both of the letters. So the first letter about, you know, young man, insecure, cloning his girlfriend's phone and going to her workplace to disrupt everything, which actually led to her being sacked from work. The lady sent the letter. All I can say is, you don't even need to think twice about it. All you need to do is, you know, end that relationship. Because if you continue that relationship actually is going to be your doom. This is somebody projecting. This is somebody projecting what, you know, he has been doing. Maybe you've not caught him red-handed, but for him to even go to the extent of cloning your phone, that means he's either doing the same thing or just doesn't trust you at all. And trust is a very essential part of relationships. For if he doesn't trust you, what is the point of going on with the relationship? And to make matters worse, this guy came all the way to your workplace where you eat, where the place that puts foods on your table, because you clearly said he is not taking care of you. So if he doesn't respect you to come to where you eat and disrupt everything, it's like scatter the dining table with your food on it, then he would never respect you. That is too extreme. That shows wickedness. That shows like inconsideration. That shows insecurities, and insecurities in relationships. They can be very horrible. They can be very ugly. So if he can do this, I think there can be much more that can be, you know, negatively done to you by the same person. So let's not even think about it. Please end that relationship. And then the second one about besties, you know, relationship besties, having a spouse, but the spouse still having other besties. Okay, to the lady that sent in the letter, thank you so much for sending your letters. But in my own view, 2 things. One, you might have a little bit of insecurities that you're dealing with because you said you have never ever seen a man and a woman being friends like that. I think you should, you know, take away that thought from your mind. Men and women can actually be friends. It doesn't always have to be sexual. God did not create man and woman just for sex. You understand? We can actually be friends. We can actually be civil with each other. We can actually support each other without having, you know, everything attached to sex. And now 2, I think this letter you are sending to us should have been sent only when you have been, you know, you have spoken to your husband to tell him how you really feel. But if you haven't spoken to your husband and coming to us first to talk about it, then there's a problem. Because the person that you're supposed to be complaining to, talking to, and letting know how and letting him know how you feel is your husband. Because the whole marriage, the whole relationship is between you and this man. And if you do not feel comfortable, if he's doing something that makes you feel uncomfortable, you have to speak to him. You have to have that conversation. We need to get away from the culture of silence. We need to get away from the culture of, I'm going to tell my friends, I'm going to tell the pastor, I'm going to tell this person, without not speaking to the person. Because, oh, women are supposed to be, you know, a certain way. Wives are supposed to be a certain way. You need to understand. No, 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 no. You can't always be the understanding person and, you know, be hurting emotionally and psychologically. So I think we need to start cultivating the culture of speaking to the person that we're dealing with, the husband, the boyfriend, the fiance. Speak to the person if there's a problem so you can fix your problems. Communication is very, very important in all sorts of relationships. So if you haven't spoken to him, please speak to him and let him know how he feels. And also, maybe at some point you might have to even speak to the lady. Well, maybe you have to start throwing in some jokes. You know what? This, you guys, your relationship is serious. So now, wow, sometimes I get jealous. You have dropped a hint, but it felt like a joke. You understand? So she can start getting the hint. She's a woman like you. You understand? Or sometimes when she comes, today again, I want to spend time with my husband. Come on. You know, you still play around and everything, but you still dropped your line. And if that person doesn't have boundaries, they will start to learn boundaries when you start dropping those hints nicely, not being rude. Today we are going here. I'm doing this with my husband. I'm doing that with my husband. She will begin to know that, oh, okay, you know what? I'm beginning to cross the line. I don't have to cross the line. So you don't always have to be rude. Sometimes you have to be very nice, but still drop your points. Still drop the hints, and she will understand because she's a woman like him. But thank you so much for actually sending in this letter. And if you want to send in your letters, all you need to do is send it via sisterislive@gmail.com, and we will get to read it on the show. A very big thank you to Cindy Rice and Gino for holding us down always. My name is Chris Carter, and I hope to see you next week, same time, right here.